Have the management of Maruti now with us, Prakash. So I invite you to just listen in. We'll come back to you in a bit. Maruti's August sales performance was not bad at all. In fact, it was a record monthly sales that the company posted at 1.89 lakh units. Their domestic sales saw a healthy pickup while exports also surged 15%. Shashank Srivastava, who's the Senior Executive Officer at Maruti in the Marketing and Sales Division, joins us now to talk more about the performance. Mr. Srivastava, good morning. It was a good performance that you saw this time, a 14.5% growth. But as we head into the festive season, can you give us an overall sales picture? What are the big trends looking like for Maruti?
Let me first of all tell you about the month of August. So in the month of August, the industry sale was 360,900 almost. That's a growth of 9.7% over last year. So that's a very good growth. In fact, this month was the highest ever in the history of Indian auto industry. Not just the highest August, but highest any month. The previous highest being September 22 at around 355,000. So that was great month of August. Maruti also did well. We grew about 16.5%, 156,000 numbers against 134,000. So we grew much faster than the industry. As a result, we gained market share of almost 2.5%. Market share now just short of 43.5%. So it's been a good month, and cumulatively the industry has crossed the 1.7 million mark this year. So we are on track to getting up to levels of 4.1 million in this year. As regards Sonia, your question on the festive season. Festive season is started with in India starts with the Chingam month in Kerala, 17th August, ends with Bhai Dooj, which this year falls on the 14th of November. And this period generally sees a sale of around 23 to 26% of the overall annual sale. And by the calculation, it appears that we should cross the 1 million sale this festive season. So the beginning has been good. The owner has seen a retail growth in Kerala of almost 25%. So hopefully the trend will continue. We have seen good stable demand patterns in the demand parameters. So obviously we are looking forward to a good festive season, though we have certain factors which we need to watch out for, obviously, like the monsoon pattern and the inflation rates.
Well, Mr. Srivastava, exports have improved compared to what the company saw last year. It did roughly around 24,500 compared to around 21,500. The question is the worst of export slowdown behind us?
These monthly numbers may not paint a real picture, Sonia. As we discussed last time, there was some shipments that we missed in July end, which obviously got shifted to August. So those would have boosted the numbers. So month to month may not give a good picture. But cumulatively speaking, we are at the same level as last year. Although our projection still remains that by the end of the year, we should exceed the last year's number. Last year's number was pretty good, 259,000. So we are looking forward to exceeding that number this year as well.
Mr. Srivastava, in the domestic sort of market, the small car segment has seen a bit of a slowdown. Mini plus compact car segment has fallen to about 84,660 units compared to almost 94,000 same time last year. How are demand trends as you see them going forward in this space?
So you're right. Actually, while the last year saw a growth of 16% in this segment, but if you look at the longer trend, then the small car is about now 30.5% of the industry. Last year it was 34%. 5 years back, it was 45% of the industry. So yes, there has been a decline. Lastly, we believe because of the affordability factor, which means that the prices in this segment have gone up because of the regulatory stringency or because of commodity prices or because of road tax, registration tax, so on. And the affordability factor has taken a hit, and that explains the decline. However, if you look at it in a more fundamental way, the demographics of our country support a first-time buying being very large. Around 45-47% has been the first-time buying in our country for the last 25 years. So in a growing economy, the transportation requirement will always increase. and in the absence of public transportation, then I would expect an uptick in the requirement for entry-level cars going forward. But obviously, it's very much dependent on the affordability factor, and that means that you will see an uptick should the general economy grow. And I'm so happy to see that the Indian economy in the last few quarters have been doing quite well. So I would expect, with a small lag, this effect to come in the affordability factor for small cars, and then we can see it coming back. Although, in this year, our projection is flat, and it will be between 30 to 31% of the industry, so slightly lower than last year's of 34% of the industry.
Okay, that's an important observation that, the small car segment itself is reducing compared to the entire industry, now just 30% of the industry. But the SUV segment is doing spectacularly well, right? Your peers are also doing record sales in this space. Given it's doing so well for you, will it rise as a percentage of overall business? What is the market share at currently? And would this also mean that as the SUV sales rise, the blended margins will also go up in the quarters to come?
You are right, almost on all counts, Sonia, because yes, this segment has grown immensely. This August, the sale of SUV of the overall market was almost 48%, 49%. That's substantial. Even if you accumulate April to August, is still about 47.5%, which is pretty large considering that it was just 25, 26% 3-4 years back. So there has been a very good growth. And in fact, it had been one of our weak areas. And we have mentioned that in our earlier discussions. Our market share last year was just 12% in this segment, which obviously when a segment like this grows and you have a lower market share, it will impact your market share negatively. But I'm very happy that with the introduction of 4 new models in this segment, we have introduced the new Brezza, the Grand Vitara, the Fronx, and the Jimny, as also the Invicto. We have our market share has increased. In fact, we have become the #1 SUV manufacturer now. You mentioned about M&M's record sale, about 37,000 SUVs. This month, we did about 42,000 SUVs. And on a cumulative basis also now we've become the #1 SUV manufacturer. And we are happy because we have taken that objective to be #1 by the end of this year. So we are glad that we could manage it in August by August itself. Hopefully we'll continue this trend in the remaining months and keep up to be #1 in the SUV space as well. Surely it's going to help our overall market share.
Okay, that's great to hear. You are now the #1 SUV manufacturer in India, and SUVs have grown substantially. The entire segment, which was just about 29% of the overall industry a few years ago, is now contributing almost 50% to the overall passenger vehicle industry. Thanks a lot for joining in, sir. Thanks for speaking to us on the channel.